Hello, our mighty Saurus and Sora. It is a nice day to learn about fossils, dinosaurs, and many other interesting prehistoric creatures, isn't it? Well, Spinosaurus. There's so much to say about this name that we don't even know where to start. If you're someone who diligently follows paleontology news, and I mean scientific news rather than dramatic headlines like T-Rex versus Spinosaurus, who would win, you might be a bit confused to see that every few years, scientists come up with a new reconstruction of Spinosaurus. If you stopped at 2001 with Jurassic Park 3, you might remember that the Spinosaurus in that movie looked quite similar to other giant theropods, with short forelimbs and strong, robust hind limbs, but stood out with a giant sail on its back and an elongated crocodile-like snout. If you went a bit further and stopped at 2014, you might recall that scientists believed it primarily walked on all fours and slightly changed the shape of the sail on its back. And 10 years later, in 2024, things are a bit different again. One of the reasons why reconstructing the appearance of Spinosaurus is so challenging is because we don't have a truly complete Spinosaurus specimen. Moreover, the most complete specimen, which was also the first Spinosaurus specimen ever found, no longer exists. What led to this tragedy in paleontology? Today, let's find out together. Are you ready? Let's begin. First, let's go back a bit to the early 20th century to see how Spinosaurus was discovered. It was in 1910, just about 5 years after Barnum Brown found T-Rex in the USA, that the renowned German paleontologist Ernst Stromer embarked on a challenging expedition, unaware of what it would bring him. Initially, Ernst Stromer's plan was to find fossils of ancient mammals, not dinosaurs. The first part of the trip wasn't very successful as Stromer didn't collect as many fossils as he had hoped. The final part, with the planned exploration area being the western desert of Egypt, promised many hardships as it was an extremely remote area rarely visited due to harsh conditions. They set off on January 3rd, 1911, and reached the Bahariya Oasis on January 11th in unfavorable weather conditions. They had to wait 3 days for the weather to calm down before they could start digging. Things looked promising when, on the very first day, Stromer found fossilized fish teeth, fossilized shark vertebrae, and petrified wood. By January 18th, he had found 3 extremely large fossil bones. Excited by these discoveries, he continued searching and found a piece of pelvis, another vertebra, a jawbone, and a giant claw. In the following days, he continued to collect many other important fossils, and that was enough for him to return as a victor. On February 18th, 1911, Stromer returned to Germany with the fossils he had found to begin studying and describing them. 4 dinosaur genera were identified from these fossils, including Carcharodontosaurus, Egyptosaurus, Bahariosaurus, and, of course, the star of today's video, Spinosaurus aegypticus. Spinosaurus, meaning spine lizard, was named because its vertebrae had very tall neural spines, a distinctive feature that set it apart from all other dinosaurs in the Spinosauridae family. To this day, there is still much debate about the true shape and function of these back spines. Most people believe that the back spines of Spinosaurus were connected by a membrane of skin, forming something like a sail. They also speculate that it had various functions, such as decoration, intimidating enemies, or regulating body temperature. And of course, size is another special feature of Spinosaurus. Although we don't have complete fossils, the giant vertebrate fossils of Spinosaurus suggest that Stromer had found one of the largest dinosaurs of all time. From the time it was discovered, many paleontologists believed that Spinosaurus was a strong contender for the title of the largest predatory dinosaur. Friedrich von Huene in 1926 suggested that Spinosaurus could be up to 15 meters long, similar to Donald F. Glut in 1982. Gregory S. Paul in 1988, and Nizar Ibrahim in 2014. In 2005, Italian paleontologist Dal Sasso even proposed a more terrifying figure, 16 to 18 meters long and weighing 7 to 9 tons. This length far exceeds the estimated length of other giant predatory dinosaurs like T-Rex or Giganotosaurus. However, estimates are still just estimates, and these numbers are only truly convincing if there is sufficient fossil evidence to support them. The tragic issue with Spinosaurus is that while paleontologists have yet to find new fossils of this dinosaur, in 1944, a human error caused irreparable losses. On April 24, 1944, more than 80 years ago, a Royal Air Force bombing raid destroyed the Paleontology Museum in Munich and all the specimens the museum was holding at the time, including the collection of fossils that Ernst Stromer had excavated during his Egyptian expedition. These fossils would have been saved if the head of the museum's paleontology collection at the time, a paleontologist, loyal to the Nazi Party, Karl Berlin, had listened to Stromer. Stromer suggested evacuating the specimens to a safer place, but Berlin threatened to report Stromer to the Nazi Party's secret police, as one of the top Nazi leaders at the time, Hermann Göring, declared that no Allied bomber could penetrate Munich's airspace. Another curator at the museum secretly evacuated many smaller specimens in a suitcase each day, so they were saved from the bombing and remain intact to this day. But the precious Spinosaurus specimen was reduced to dust forever. 7 years after World War II ended, Ernst Stromer died in poverty, taking with him the bitterness of losing the most precious fossils of his career. The only fortunate thing in this event is that there are still photographs and drawings of Stromer's fossils, and these documents were later donated to science by his son, Wolfgang Stromer. However, some later studies suggested that Stromer's drawings were not entirely accurate, and the fossils Stromer attributed to Spinosaurus might have been a mix of fossils from different dinosaur species. But obviously, these things cannot be proven or verified because the specimens no longer exist. After this loss, paleontologists interested in Spinosaurus have been tirelessly searching for new fossils of this dinosaur. Some specimens have been found scattered in various places in Africa, such as Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia. However, they're not sure whether these specimens belong to the same species as Stromer's type specimen, and in 1996 they decided to establish a new species within the genus Spinosaurus, Spinosaurus moroccanus, to assign to these new fossils. To this day, the validity of Spinosaurus moroccanus is still debated. Not only that, but there are also many other dinosaur genera identified but still considered potentially synonymous with Spinosaurus, such as Sigelmassasaurus or Oxalea. And similar to Stromer's drawings, without a type specimen for comparison, we are almost helpless against such hypotheses. Therefore, reconstructing the accurate appearance, estimating the exact size, and analyzing the behavior and lifestyle of Spinosaurus has become one of the most challenging tasks in the field of dinosaur paleontology. Not far off, just in the past 2 years, from 2021 to 2022, there have been 2 different studies, one asserting that Spinosaurus was a very good swimmer, using this ability to hunt. The other study, which appeared later, claimed that Spinosaurus was not good at swimming and only hunted fish by ambushing from the shore. Before that, the appearance of Spinosaurus in the eyes of paleontologists almost constantly changed, sometimes walking on 2 legs, sometimes on 4 legs. It can be said that Spinosaurus is the only dinosaur that the more famous it becomes, the more mysterious it gets, or, as one headline once wrote, the most mysterious beast of all time. So, the bad news for Spinosaurus fans is that to this day, we still don't have reconstructions or depictions of Spinosaurus that we know for sure that they are very accurate or not, whether about its appearance, size, or strength. So, don't be too sure that Spinosaurus could easily defeat T-Rex as you see in movies or get caught up in online debates, because the data you use today might be outdated tomorrow. But the good news for you is that our paleontologists are not discouraged despite all the difficulties they face. They still have expeditions deep into the African desert to find new fossils, and there are many discoveries and studies by other paleontologists around the world with the hope that one day we will bring Spinosaurus back to light. Knowing that it will take a lot of time, but let's wait together. Today's video comes to an end. We sincerely thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us to stay updated with our future content. For now, goodbye and see you in our next videos.